Hi guys, this is me again, and this is after I have rubbed it. I have moved the resist around in here, put the netting over it, rolled it. I roll it up in a bamboo mat and a pool noodle, and I've rolled it about 200 times. And now I put it back in the sink, and I put boiling water over it, and I cooled it down. I'm shocking it so it stays nice and strong. What I'm going to do now is, a lot of people get confused about this part, is start fulling it. And fulling it just means kind of finishing it. So I actually make soap. That's my handmade soap, and it's real gentle on your skin. So I just got a little bit on my hands, and in order for this tool to slide, I'm going to put it right on the netting, and I'm going to start rubbing it again. So I kind of have a method now. I'm really pushing on it now, and I really want those fibers to bind. So I usually go up and down, and then back and forth all over it, because remember, if you don't do it equally, it will felt weird. Like, it's turning to felt a little weird right here, but you can fix that by felting it in one direction. So I usually do this, go all over it, and then I do circles. I usually go towards the center. And I'm left-handed, so I have to be real careful about my pressure on my left hand, and I switch hands a lot because I don't want to be too hard on my left side. Like, you don't want to be too hard on your right side if you're right-handed, because it will just make that side a little smaller, and you'll be like, what happened here? So I just do this a couple times. I flip it over and redo it. So I don't need any more soap. I put a lot of soap on there. What you want to do is just continue to do this, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You don't need a tool like this. You can always do it with just your hands. But I like the tool because it makes it a lot faster. I mean, I can felt something really, really fast, and I don't have to do 1,000 rolls like if you watch a lot of Google about wet felting. They have you do, 1,000 rolls, and it's just hard on my back and hard on my shoulders. So I got this tool here from Heartfelt Silks, and I really like them. But you can make your own. You can go get like a massage tool. It just isn't aggravation. You know, you can even get a round thing with a knob on it and glue, marbles on it, and it would be the same kind of agitation. But again, you don't really need that. And this is just a sushi mat you can probably get at the dollar store. So this is what I do. I stop, I rotate, I turn it inside out, and I do it on all sides. See, like the first time you saw this, it was like a dark pink, but this is the inside. This is kind of what I want the outside to be, but it's reversible. So, you can see the sheen in the silk already. When this dries, this is going to be really shiny. It's going to be really pretty. And there's the little flower I kind of made with some of my mohair fibers from my mohair goats. And if you guys are interested, well, you probably won't be interested in this, but I'm teaching my 4-H group about fiber processing. So we start with shearing, the sheep and the Angora goats, and then what we're going to do is go through the process of shearing them, washing the fiber, dyeing the fiber to do things like this. It'll look like this. Or I could teach them, how to spin it into yarn and, crochet with it. And I'm attaching it to our sewing and fiber arts class. So, the kids will learn, like, the old is new again, the old-fashioned stuff is new again, and I'm kind of learning too at the same time I'm teaching, so it's good for me and good for them and good for the environment. The sheep don't get hurt, and the Angora goats don't get hurt when they get sheared. It's actually good for them. So if they don't get sheared at least once or twice a year, they're really suffering, and it doesn't hurt them. They actually my Angora goat kind of went to sleep when he was getting sheared. I think the shearer really likes her, but beside the point. I think they feel good afterwards because I do it right before the summer hits, and if I take my camera out there and look at her locks that are growing in now, they're absolutely beautiful. You love locks, these curly cubes that she's got. And we can use those for making yarn and fiber embellishments and that kind of thing. So, okay, so I've gotten done with just rubbing and rubbing and rubbing, and it looks like we do this thing called the pinch test. You pinch your fiber. I mean, this was loose fiber and it's solid. It's a fabric now. So in order to not make any seams, I keep rotating it like this. See how it had like a little seam there? I keep rotating it and I keep rubbing it and I keep rolling it, and when you're happy with how it feels, you're going to stop doing this process. I mean, it shrinks about 30%, but let me show you. So I put the netting down, I put the bamboo mat on top of it, my pool noodle, and all I do is roll everything up like this, and I just do one, I just count, and I count to 20, and then I rotate my hand, so I don't want anything uneven, and I rotate my hands. I keep rotating my hands. So anyway, when I get done with this rolling, I take everything out and I rotate it out so that there's no way that I can get a product that has a weird side or a lopsided issue. So excuse my phone right there, but so roll this baby up, flip it over, and since I have this agitator, I don't have to do a million rolls on this thing. I just have to do about, 150, and it goes by pretty quick. So it's not that bad. Okay, I'll show you what it's like when it's done.